Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for March 21st, 2012. It is 8:44 a.m. and it is still pretty foggy out there throughout much of the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area. Now, the fog is starting to lift. Earlier on this morning, the visibility in many locations was near zero to anywhere up to a fourth of a mile. And we're going to be dealing with this dense fog potential each morning until at least Saturday when we get an upper level low to move into the northern mid-Atlantic to produce some rain and mix up this atmosphere a bit. But in the meantime, we're going to continue to deal with overcast skies and fog every morning through the rest of this week. But also we're going to be dealing with very warm temperatures. As you can already see, temperatures are already in the mid 50s to lower 60s throughout the entire northern mid-Atlantic. The one exception over southeastern Connecticut and eastern Long Island, where we're getting a little bit more of an influence from the Atlantic. But for the most part, you can see here that temperatures are already well above normal for what we expect this time of year. And it is going to get very warm this afternoon as this fog and low cloud covered deck starts to break up and burn up within the next 2 hours. And what you'll see is a rapid jump in temperatures. How about the mid to upper 60s along the immediate coast, lower to mid 70s a little bit away from the coast, and tomorrow will be even warmer. We're talking about mid to upper 70s, some locations, and let's say around southwestern New Jersey, the Philadelphia metro, up through Newark, and even possibly New York City, could be touching 80 degrees. 80 degrees towards the end of March. Pretty impressive. So let's take a look at the latest satellite picture, and you can see on the infrared satellite picture we have a high pressure system sitting right over the region. Now I'm going to show in just a moment on the water vapor satellite picture why there's still a threat of an isolated shower here or there, but for the most part high pressure will be in complete control with scattered clouds by this afternoon and very warm temperatures. But notice these disturbances right here and right here. When we take a look at the water vapor satellite picture, you can see that we have a few disturbances here that are dropping south, and I can't completely rule out an isolated shower for this afternoon for some locations, especially around the Philadelphia metro. Again, I stress the word isolated here. Most locations will be dry with plenty of sunny skies and very enjoyable conditions in the afternoon. But like I said, there is that threat for an isolated shower, and we're going to continue to deal with that threat all the way through this week. Most locations will remain dry, but like I said, with these little pesky disturbances hanging around, you never know when an isolated shower could pop up. I also want to zoom out real fast and show this. This upper level low that is developing over Texas is going to gradually move towards the East Coast. And this is what's going to produce the potential for widely scattered showers by this weekend. And we're talking about anywhere from widely scattered to widespread showers depending on the time of day and when these individual disturbances around this upper level low rotates into the East Coast. So let's take a look at the model guidance. I think it will show you even better what exactly I'm talking about here. This is the European model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website, an excellent website for all your model needs. And you can see for this afternoon, basically a ridge is in control over the East Coast. High pressure sitting off of the East Coast. Most locations will experience very pleasant weather conditions. That continues on for tomorrow. Again, very warm tomorrow. It's going to be incredibly warm. Temperatures anywhere from 15 to 30, maybe even 35 degrees above normal. Most locations will be in the 70s. Some locations will touch 80 degrees. Again, if you're right along the immediate coast or you're in eastern or south or southern Long Island, you're going to be dealing with cooler temperatures more in the mid to upper 60s because of the influence from the Atlantic Ocean. But otherwise, most locations are going to be incredibly warm. Again, warm conditions continue for Friday, but you can notice that our upper level low is starting to approach. So we're going to have a little bit more of an increase in cloud cover, but still temperatures are going to be well above normal in the 70s. Again, I couldn't rule out the potential for 80 degree temperature once again on Friday. Something to keep an eye on, that is for sure. Now here we are for the weekend. On Saturday, this upper level low will start to approach, but it's also starting to weaken a little bit. As the upper level low approaches, clouds will increase on Saturday. The threat for showers will increase in the afternoon, become widespread Saturday evening as this upper level low moves a little bit closer to the coast, and we're going to start to see more of a southerly and southeasterly wind direction off the Atlantic, and that's what's going to support the potential for a few more scattered showers over the region. On Sunday, that upper level low hits the coast. You can see our surface low starting to develop. A nice southeasterly flow right off the Atlantic at the surface and mid-levels, and that's going to lead to the potential for widespread showers on Sunday. So your wettest day out of this whole 7-day period, I think, is going to be on Sunday with widespread showers. Moving forward onto Monday, that upper level low and the surface low moves off the coast. There will be a threat for scattered showers continuing on Monday, but I don't think they're going to be as widespread. Best potential for rainfall on Monday will be in the morning, and then we dry out. And then for the rest of this upcoming week, that upper level low really explodes off the east coast. But the important thing is that it's going to be to the east of the region, which puts us in what's called a convergent flow over the northern mid-Atlantic. What that basically means is that air aloft is converging, and that causes sinking. So what we'll see is skies clearing out. Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see temperatures start to moderate. Clear skies can be expected, and temperatures returning back to well above normal levels. So for this weekend, just want to reiterate, looking for the potential for widespread showers, especially on Sunday. Temperatures will remain warm, just not 30 degrees above normal warm. A little bit closer to normal, temperatures in the 60s for highs. Again, we're not talking about any cold weather, just cooler weather, closer to what we should expect for this time of year in March. And then once that upper level low exits off the east coast, it explodes over the Atlantic, remains well to the east of the region, and we end up with high pressure for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, and even Friday of next week, should I say, with temperatures remaining above normal. So clearly, the pattern that we have in place continues on. That is your forecast for today. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.